Deuteronomy chapter 8. Keep and live out the entire commandment that I am commanding you today, so that you will live and prosper and enter and own the land that God promised to your ancestors. Remember every road that God led you on for those 40 years in the wilderness, pushing you to your limits, testing you so that you would know what you were made of, whether you would keep his commandments or not. He would put you through hard times. He made you go hungry. Then he fed you with manna, something neither you nor your parents knew anything about. So you would learn that men and women don't live by bread only. We live by every word that comes from God's mouth. Your clothes didn't wear out and your feet didn't blister those 40 years. You learned deep in your heart that God disciplines you in the same way a father disciplines his child. So it's paramount that you keep the commandments of God, your God. Walk down the roads he shows you and reverently respect him. God is about to bring you into a good land, a land with brooks and rivers, springs and lakes, streams out of the hills and through the valleys. It's a land of wheat and barley, of figs and vines and pomegranates, of olives, oil and honey. It's a land where you'll never go hungry. Always food on the table and a roof over your head. It's a land where you'll get iron out of rocks and mine copper from the hills. After a meal, satisfied. Bless God, your God, for the good land he has given you. Make sure you don't forget God, your God, by not keeping his commandments, his rules and regulations that I command you today. Make sure that when you eat, you are satisfied. Build pleasant houses and settle in them. See your herds and flocks flourish and more money come in. Watch your standard of living go up and up. Make sure you don't become so full of yourself and your things that you forget God, your God. The God who delivered you from Egyptian slavery. The God who led you through that huge and fearsome wilderness. Those desolate and badlands crawling with fierce snakes and scorpions. The God who gave you water gushing from hard rock. The God who gave you manna to eat in the wilderness, something your ancestors had never heard of, in order to give you a taste of the hard life, to test you so that you would be prepared to live well in the days ahead of you. If you start thinking to yourselves, I did all this, and all by myself, I'm rich, it's all mine, well, think again. Remember that God, your God, gave you the strength to produce all this wealth so as to confirm the covenant he promised to your ancestors, as it is today. If you forget God, your God, and start taking up with other gods, serving and worshipping them, I'm on record right now as giving you firm warning that it will be the end of you. I mean, destruction. You'll go to your doom, the same as the nation God is destroying before you. Doom, because you won't obey the voice of God, your God.